New radio in the Door County Daily News inside the Sturgeon Bay High School Auditorium, the Robert Nickel Auditorium. Once we get some of these improvements underway, we're joined by Avery Burns, the choir director and the musical director, and principal Keith Nerby. And first of all, Keith, you're the one kind of orchestrating things here. Tell us a little bit about the improvements that you would like to make to this auditorium.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we just want to bring it into the new age, right? Bring it into where our students can feel like they're performing it in a really nice state-of-the-art space. This is very dated. It's been great. We've done a lot of great productions, a lot of great shows here. But I think it's time to move it into the new era. So if you look around, it's from the 1970s, which was great. A lot has changed in the arts and production and this space, and so it's just really making it something that the students, the community, families can really enjoy, and we can showcase the great things that are going on, whether it's our students performing on stage in musicals or the music productions. Just a lot of great opportunities. So really it's just to get that back up.
Now it dates back to the 70s. When was the last time that this, maybe outside of new light bulbs and stuff like that, when was the last time that this facility got upgrades?
It has actually not been formally upgraded since it was built in 1968. So I think that was the last updated time that it was given all of what it has now. And we have done, obviously, as technology progresses, we've done minor updates to lighting and sound. But as far as a full reface, that is about the last time it was updated. So it's well overdue.
Yes, overdue. That might be the understatement of the day. Now, Keith, this is obviously going to be dedicated to Robert Nickel, your predecessor, and things like that. That obviously he had an affinity for the arts here. What does it mean to you to kind of push this project ahead to kind of support his legacy?
Yeah, I mean, Bob has a strong history here. Bob was principal for 15 years through a lot. And so I think he's meant a lot to the students, to the faculty, and honestly the community and parents. So a lot of our parents had him as their principal, and now their kids are coming through and had him, or I came on. So this is my fourth year. Bob was instrumental when I came here in just helping, supporting, sharing the history of what it means to be here. One of the greatest things and why we're looking at the auditorium for Mr. Nickel is because this was his space. He was known as a lover of the theater, a lover of the arts, the music. He performed up on stage with students many times. So it felt very fitting to take this space as his. So when he retired 4 years ago. And unfortunately, just after he retired, within 6 months, he passed away from cancer. And so Mary Nickel, his wife, has been a part of our committee since the very beginning in helping to put this together for his legacy as well.
Now, we're going to break the fourth wall here. We have the Launching a Legacy pamphlet just outside the auditorium, which really lists a lot of the different things that you're looking to improve. But Avery, we're going to go on a little bit of a scavenger hunt. I want you to pick three things that, when you're doing musicals, when you're doing choir concerts, you want them gone yesterday.
Absolutely. On a lighter note, it is the seats. And the seats are one of the biggest things that it's the most obvious, is that you hit that ending beautiful chord and you're hanging in the silence after a piece and everyone's holding their breath and then you hear... And in the middle of a song, it happens in the middle of the song, before, after, and you never quite get that, just focused on the music feeling, because kids are going to move in the seats. We're human beings, but we have picked out new seats that no matter how old they are, they will never grow old here.
Yeah, you have them in the house.
Right here, if you want to try them out when you stop by, look at that. Well, that won't happen in the middle, but these, they will never, no matter how old they are, they don't have a spring, so they won't age and eventually make the sound, and we have a good system to oil them if so. So that is one of our biggest things. Our sound system and lighting need huge updates. Technology is advanced, right? We still have lighting that you can only change between shows, right? Whereas most professional lighting is LED, so it's much more energy efficient. It's lighter weight, and it's easier to change during the middle of a production. It gives us a lot more options. So we just want the opportunities here for students to be as close to the professional world as possible. And right now, if they were training in our theater, they would have a lot of jumps to make before they got into the professional world. And the last thing is accessibility. Aside from technology, seating, those more obvious things, accessibility is so huge. You can't get from one side of this auditorium to another without exiting the theater.
Yeah.
And
We're
walking
going
to
to
the
walk
other side.
down and give everybody a little bit of a different view here. But yeah, as you mentioned, we're going to even walk backwards here. As you mentioned, you can't go over there without bumping your leg into a seat or crossing over the row. Or, as you mentioned, you got to exit out. And it's even, it's definitely worse for people that maybe aren't as mobile as other students. You were saying they have to leave the auditorium completely.
Yes.
And go down a different hallway just to get on stage.
So we are going from 2 handicap accessible seats to 6. All of the seats are going to be wider for comfort and for accessibility of our population. The aisles will be wider for better mobility. And then on the far left side of the house, we are going to be adding a ramp that goes from the audience onto the stage. So right now you see there's no ramp. You'd have to climb stairs to get on stage. Anyone in a wheelchair receiving an award for student recognition or anything like that would have to exit the theater and go around to a very steep ramp to get on stage. So we intend to make it accessible because we want everyone in our community that visits, every student, every staff member to feel like they can participate on or off stage in this space, which was what Bob's dream was.
Now, just over at $2 million is the campaign goal. You're looking for that first $1 million gift to kind of get things kicked off. How do people support the campaign?
You can support our campaign in many ways. We have sent those brochures out which contain a donation card, so if you receive one of those in the mail, you can certainly donate that way. In that pamphlet, we list 4 donor levels that you can support at. The $500 level earns you a seat in our auditorium, and then we have higher levels where you can earn a plaque on our donor wall, be recognized in programs, and other things depending on the level. Those donations can be made online at our school district website. If you look up Auditorium Project, our link comes right up on our school webpage, sturgeonbayschools.org. .org. And then those are great ways to donate. Otherwise, coming and supporting the events we throw in our space always benefit. Most every concert we talk about it, and we accept donations during that time as well. So
A lot of ways to give and support.
And what excites you the most about kind of getting this campaign? You just launched, as recorded on Friday, you launched the campaign today. What excites you the most to get this out of the door and kind of say, hey, we have a real chance here to turn this into a state-of-the-art facility and give the students here a state-of-the-art experience?
I think the biggest thing is we've been talking about it for a long time. It's a need we've known about. And we're now taking that step of actually putting it into action. So we have a group of committed staff members and community members who've been a part of this committee over the course of the last couple of years to get us to where we are now, where we can start actually announcing the campaign and raising funds to do this. We've worked with architects, we've worked with construction companies to get costs and ideas, and so now we're just at that point of let's get it done, right? Like let's do something. So I think that's the most exciting part, is that we're at that stage of now looking for donors. No donation is too big or too small. We are looking for a lead donor, like you mentioned, that $1 million donor, that person who really wants to put their stamp on this would be huge and help us a great deal. But that's what we're looking for. Really, I think it's just that opportunity to start giving our students and our community a space that they deserve.
All right, we have one more spin here so people can see exactly what Sturgeon Bay High School has now, and with your support, you can make it look a whole lot different for the future. We'll end right here. Keith, Avery, thank you so much for showcasing us and tell us a little bit about the campaign.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've been watching New Radio and the Door County Daily News.